Hello and welcome to this episode of the History of True Crime. Today we will look at the king of all pirates, Blackbeard, and his days ruling the high seas. He was probably the most feared pirate to ever sail the seas. His name struck terror in the hearts of sailors and merchants alike, and he was the most feared pirate of his time. He was also known as HOTC, and was one of the most infamous pirates to ever have lived. He was a notorious figure of the golden age of piracy, a period of time that lasted from the 1650s to the 1730s. He was known for his daring raids, fearsome reputation, and intimidating appearance. But who was this infamous pirate? Let's take a journey through the life of HOTC, from his humble beginnings to his rise as the pirate king of the Atlantic. Blackbeard was born in Bristol, England in the late 17th century. His early life is shrouded in mystery, and there is very little known about his upbringing or family background. What we do know is that he began his career at sea as a sailor, serving on merchant ships and navy vessels. He is believed to have gained a great deal of maritime experience during this time, learning the skills necessary to navigate the seas and command a ship. One of the earliest records of Blackbeard as a pirate is from 1716, when he was serving as a quartermaster on the crew of Benjamin Hornigold. Hornigold was a respected pirate captain in his own right, and Blackbeard likely learned a great deal from him. It's important to note that much of what we know about Blackbeard's early life is based on legends and folklore, and the historical record is somewhat limited. However, it is clear that he was a formidable figure in the world of piracy, and his reputation as a fierce and ruthless pirate began to take shape during his early years at sea. Blackbeard quickly made a name for himself as a ruthless and cunning pirate. He is said to have been tall and heavily muscled, with a long black beard that would often be shrouded in smoke to create his intimidating demeanor. He would often braid slow-burning fuses into his beard and light them during battle to create this effect, giving him a truly terrifying appearance. Would you want to mess with an angry pirate with their beard on fire? Blackbeard's flagship was the infamous Queen Anne's Revenge, a former French slave ship that he captured and outfitted with 40 guns. With this powerful ship, Blackbeard terrorized the seas from the Caribbean to the coast of North America. His reputation was formidable, and he was greatly feared amongst all seamen. Stories of his daring raids and fearsome reputation spread far and wide, making him a symbol of the golden age of piracy. But his true legacy is more complex. While he was a ruthless criminal who preyed on innocent people, he was also a skilled sailor and a charismatic leader. He was known for much more than just being a ruthless brute. He was a successful captain with his excellent strategic thinking and tactical skills. One of Blackbeard's most notable achievements was his raid on the port of Charleston, South Carolina in 1780. He blockaded the port and demanded a ransom from the governor, successfully extorting a large sum of money and supplies from the colony. This raid cemented his reputation as one of the most powerful and feared pirates of his time. Another notable event in Blackbeard's life was his alliance with the governor of North Carolina, Charles E. Blackbeard would attack ships and bring the loot to the governor, who would then sell it and split the proceeds with Blackbeard. This alliance allowed him to operate with relative impunity in the region, and allowed him to amass a significant amount of wealth and influence. Blackbeard's reign of terror was cut short. His death occurred on November 22, 1718. In a battle against British naval forces led by Lieutenant Robert Maynard. The battle took place off the coast of North Carolina, near the town of Ocracoke. Blackbeard and his crew were aboard the Queen Anne's Revenge, a ship that he had only captured earlier that year. The British naval forces had been tracking Blackbeard for some time, and had received orders to capture or kill him. The battle was fierce, with Blackbeard and his crew putting up a strong resistance. However, they were ultimately outnumbered and outgunned by the British forces. Blackbeard himself was reportedly engaged in a one-on-one sword fight with Lieutenant Maynard. It is said that the infamous Blackbeard was shot 5 times and stabbed more than 20 times before finally succumbing to his wounds. His head was cut off and hung from the bowsprit of Maynard's ship as a gruesome trophy. His final resting place is a mystery, but it's believed that his body was thrown into the sea after his death. However, his legacy lives on through the countless stories, legends, and myths that have been passed down through the years. He remains one of the most iconic figures of the golden age of piracy, and his legacy continues to inspire books, movies, and popular culture. His most famous portrayal in recent times is in the hugely successful Pirates of the Caribbean film franchise. He is portrayed by actor Ian McShane in the 4th Pirates of the Caribbean film, On Stranger Tides. Blackbeard's story may be a tale of violence and crime, but it's also a story of adventure and the desire for freedom. His deeds, whether good or bad, have left an indelible mark on history and continue to captivate people to this day. Despite his ruthless reputation, Blackbeard was also known for his code of conduct among pirates. He also had a reputation for sparing the lives of those who surrendered. One could argue that Blackbeard's legacy is a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked greed and power. He was a man who was willing to do whatever it takes to get what he wanted, even if it meant hurting innocent people. His story serves as a reminder of the destructive nature of piracy and the importance of maintaining law and order on the high seas. However, it's also important to remember that the golden age of piracy was a time of great economic and political upheaval, and many pirates saw themselves as rebels against the established order. They were often men who had been disadvantaged by the system and turned to a life of piracy as a means of survival. In this context, Blackbeard's story can also be seen as a symbol of the struggle for freedom and the human desire for autonomy. Was he the greatest pirate to ever live? Do you think Blackbeard is more myth than truth? Will we ever really know his full story, or is it lost to Davy Jones' locker? Forever a mystery. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the life of the Pirate King. Remember to like and subscribe for more untold stories of history's most infamous criminal characters, and share with your friends. Thank you.